Opus Genetics, tackling financial obstacles while leveraging exciting clinical advances. In the competitive and often volatile biopharmaceutical landscape, Opus Genetics, NASDAQ IRD, stands out as a company that intertwines bold scientific goals with the hard realities of financial management. Formerly known as Occupier Pharma, Opus has undergone significant leadership upheavals, strategic realignments, and endured skepticism from the market. Yet, the recent Q2 2025 financial figures, combined with promising clinical developments, suggest a company on the cusp of revolutionizing treatments for inherited retinal diseases, IRD, all while skillfully handling its short-term financial challenges. Financial strength, despite continued losses. Opus Genetics posted $2.9 million in revenue for Q2 2025. Which represents a remarkable 163% jump compared to $1.1 million recorded in the same quarter last year. This surge is largely attributed to its partnership with Viatris Inc., wherein Viatris fully covers the research and development expenses for phentolamine ophthalmic solution 0.75%, a drug candidate aimed at treating presbyopia and vision problems that arise following keratorefractive surgery. Though the company recorded a net loss of $7.4 million, or 12 cents per share, this loss was an improvement relative to the $7.8 million loss, or 30 cents per share, from Q2 2024. Administrative costs rose to $5.8 million, primarily due to increased legal and business development efforts, but research and development expenses plateaued at $6.0 million. Helped significantly by the reimbursements from Viatris. Importantly, as of June 30, 2025, Opus held $32.4 million in cash reserves, which management projects will sustain operations until mid-2026. This financial runway is supplemented by an additional $3.6 million in non-dilutive funding from influential patient advocacy organizations supporting early-stage gene therapy projects. This combination highlights Opus's ability to push forward its research pipeline without diluting shareholders' interests. The growing confidence in the company is echoed by recent analyst upgrades, including H.C. Wainwright lifting its price target to $8 and Craig-Hallum initiating coverage with a buy rating and a $6 target. Clinical pipeline, the heartbeat of future expansion. Where Opus Genetics truly shines is in its diversified and evolving clinical development program. Originally concentrated on presbyopia treatments, the company has broadened its scope to include multiple gene therapies targeting various inherited retinal diseases. The crown jewel of this portfolio is OPGx-LCA5, which has shown sustained improvements in vision among adult patients with advanced LCA5 gene mutations. These encouraging one-year results were showcased at the ARVO 2025 conference. Moreover, the therapy benefits from the FDA's Regenerative Medicine Advanced Therapy (RMAT) designation, which can fast-track regulatory approval. And a key Type D meeting in March 2025 helped clarify the design requirements for a potential pivotal trial. Currently, pediatric clinical trials for OPGx-LCA5 are underway, with preliminary data anticipated by the third quarter of 2025. Should outcomes in children parallel those observed in adults, OPGx-LCA5 has the potential to become a breakthrough treatment in a market with no existing approved therapies. Additionally, Opus is advancing OPGx-BEST1, aimed at BEST1-related forms of inherited retinal disease, which is slated to begin Phase 1-2 studies in the last quarter of 2025. With early results expected in early 2026, close on the horizon, the phentolamine ophthalmic solution 0.75% remains a critical near-term catalyst. 2 Phase 3 trials, Lynx 2, targeting dim light vision disturbances, and Vega 3, focusing on presbyopia, finished enrollment in the first quarter of 2025, with top-line results expected by mid-year. The drug enjoys fast-track status and a Special Protocol Assessment (SPA) from the FDA, underscoring the agency's alignment on the regulatory pathway and providing a clearer path toward approval. Strategic collaborations and financial prudence, Opus Genetics. Transformation has been significantly aided by its strategic partnerships and ability to attract non-dilutive capital. The Global RDH12 Alliance, which is a coalition of patient advocacy organizations, has contributed $1.6 million toward advancing OPGX RDH12, targeting RDH12 LCA. Likewise, the Retinal Degeneration Fund has invested $2 million to support OPGX MERT-TK for MERT-TK-related retinitis pigmentosa. These alliances not only mitigate financial risks but also cement Opus's close ties with patient communities, an especially strategic approach in the rare disease sector. Additionally, in March 2025, Opus successfully raised $20 million through a public offering, alongside $1.5 million from a private placement led by notable investors like Perceptive Advisors and Nantahala Capital. This capital injection not only extended its operational runway, but also included warrants that could bring in an extra $21.4 million if OPGX Best 1 hits certain developmental milestones. As a result, Opus now enjoys a healthier cash position of approximately $50.7 million, a stark improvement from the uncertain liquidity situation it faced in 2024. Balancing risks and opportunities. Despite ongoing unprofitability, Opus demonstrates operational resilience by securing diversified funding, advancing its clinical programs, and attracting institutional investors such as the Royal Bank of Canada, which acquired a 0.67% stake in early 2025. However, potential headwinds remain, including the typical risks of clinical trial setbacks, regulatory delays, and increasing competition within the gene therapy arena. That said, with RMAT and fast-track designations in place and a well-rounded pipeline, Opus is strategically positioned to capitalize on the rapidly expanding gene therapy market, which is expected to exceed $10 billion. Investment perspective. For investors with a medium-term view, Opus Genetics presents an intriguing blend of risk and reward. Important upcoming milestones include phenolamine's Phase 3 top-line data expected in the first half of 2025, and pediatric trial readouts for OPGX-LCA5 projected for the third quarter of 2025. Positive outcomes from these studies could generate significant upward momentum for the stock, potentially driving it toward the analyst price targets around $8. Nevertheless, the road to profitability is likely to be lengthy, with stock price volatility expected until one of the key programs achieves market approval. Recommendation: investors may consider a measured long position in Opus Genetics, with recommended risk management such as a stop-loss set just below $3 to limit potential downside exposure. Staying attentive to the Q3 2025 data on OPGX-LCA5 and mid-2025 phentolamine results will be essential to evaluate progress and potential catalysts. Ultimately, Opus Genetics stands as a company that has decisively moved past its previous setbacks and is now sprinting towards a future where gene therapies for inherited retinal diseases evolve from.